kahit starting pa lang tayo today ng discussion, and then meron kayong 1 week para dun sa inyong finals activity, which is yung sa winding na ano. So pagdi-discussan pa namin kung paanong type ba nung winding, kung paano nyo gagawin ano. Pero basically yun yun, bigay sa inyo yung buong 1 week, or kung natapos man natin to na mas mabilis itong topic natin to. So mabilis lang naman to kasi ito naman ay halos kabaliktaran lang ng generator. Wala masyadong na iba, madagdagan lang ng konti ano. So madidiscuss natin to na medyo mabilis-bilis ano. So yun, meron na lang tayong 4 weeks. 4 weeks na lang, tapos finals na ano. So finals natin May 18 to 24 yung week na yon, and then removals yung susunod na week na yon. So 4 weeks, mabilis na lang yun ano. So yung mga mamaya mga 45 minutes before matapos yung ating klase. So gaya ng dati, gaya ng prelims, is yung papakita ko sa inyo yung inyong raw scores nung midterms ng isa-isa. So same method nung previous natin ano, isa-isa, check nyo yung inyong raw score para mag-gauge nyo ano, prelims and midterms. Sige, pakita ko na rin ng sabay ano, prelims at midterms para mag-gauge nyo ano, magkaroon kayo ng idea. Kasi dapat ang passing ng mga exam nyo is 60 raw scores over 100 ano. So yun, makita nyo doon, mag-gauge nyo kung gaano kahadami yung hahabulin nyo ng finals ano, since meron na lang tayong 4 weeks to prepare for your finals. So need nyo kung maraming hahabulin, so need talaga natin extra effort ano, para pumasa na sa DC machines ano. So extra effort. So dito sa section nyo, parang nandito yung highest nung midterms nandito yung highest, pero yon, marami pa ding mga medyo mababa ano, nasa line of 1. So need maghabol ano for your final. So extra effort ng pagre-review pa para sa finals natin. Okay, so we have for our final topic for finals ano, examination. So we have the direct current motor. So yung midterms nyo is the direct current generator, DC generators. So for finals, we have here the DC motors. So anong pinagkaiba ni direct DC generator at si DC motor? So si generator, nagge-generate ng electricity. So from mechanical energy to electrical. Naman si DC motors naman is yung kabaliktaran ng ating generator. So si DC motor is from electrical energy papuntang mechanical energy. So yung ang mga DC machines, DC generator at DC motor, interchangeable siya ano. So pwede siyang mag-act as a generator, pwede rin mag-act as a motor. So kung generator siya, simula na yun yung inyong main purpose or main function ng inyong DC machines na yun. So kung kukonektan mo ng electricity dun sa ating mga, kung babalik rin nyo ano, imbis na kukuha kayo ng electricity dun sa terminals ng inyong generator, binaliktad nyo, ang ginawa nyo, sinupplyan nyo ng electricity yung terminals ng inyong generator, then magiging motor na yung ating machines na yun ano. So intended learning outcomes for this material natin for your finals coverage ano. So at the end of this module, students are expected to understand what a DC motor is and explain how it converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Then, explain the concept of back electromotive force or yung ating EMF back EMF and its significance in DC motor operation. So next, identify and describe the factors that affect the torque developed in a DC motor. Next, classify DC motors based on their field excitation methods. Lastly, you will be able to analyze the performance characteristic of DC motors and select appropriate types for different applications. So again, pinakaiba ng DC generator at DC motor. So kung sa construction, sa parts, wala pong pinagbago si DC generator at si DC motor. So same lang yung kanilang parts. Kung ano yung parts dun sa generator, yun din yung parts dun sa ating DC motor. So mag-iiba lang is yung kanilang function. Ang generator, converts ng mechanical to electrical. Ngayon, ang topic na natin is motor. So from electrical energy, motor nagko-convert from electrical energy to mechanical energy. So what is a DC motor? So a DC motor is an electromechanical energy conversion device. So electromechanical energy conversion device. So nakakalito, ano mong ibig sabihin nun? Basically, input electrical energy, output mechanical energy. Kaya siya tinawag na electromechanical, So, when a prime mover drives the machine to convert mechanical energy into electrical energy, yun ngayon, DC generator. So, conversely, when supplied with electrical power to generate mechanical torque, nag-supply ka ng electrical, so function nun is a DC motor, So DC motors are highly valued in industrial applications because they offer excellent control over a wide range of speeds due to their robust speed regulation and high starting torque characteristics. They are particularly well suited for heavy duty applications such as electric traction systems used in trains and trams. So ito, yung sinasabi ko kanina, it acts as a electromechanical energy conversion system. So mukhang nakakalito, pero basically ano lang siya, yung ating electrical papuntang mechanical, electromechanical energy conversion system, So it takes DC electric input power. So DC kasi tayo ay nasa DC machines. So kung AC machines na, kung alternating current yung inyong isusupply, gaya ng sabihin natin electric fan, ngayon alternating current yung supply nun. So hindi siya pasok sa ating DC machines. Pang AC machines na yan, pang next semester. Next semester na nga ba ang AC machines? Kaya, habulin natin, finals, bawiin nyo ang finals para ang susunod nyong semester is AC machines na ang inyong kukunin, at hindi na magsasummer pa uli ng DC machines kung i-o-offer. Wag na, AC machines yun na ang first sem, So, bawi ng finals natin. So, typically represented as the product of electromotive force and current. So, it converts it into mechanical output power, so which is expressed as the product of angular velocity and torque. So, electric system, meron tayong electrical system, electrical energy, papasok siya dun sa motor, yung ating armature, and then yung armature na yun nakakonect dun sa ating shaft. Yung shaft na yun, yun yung ating magiging papunta dun sa ating mechanical side of things. So, yung shaft na yun, ayun na yun, papunta dun sa inyong output. So, electricity goes in, then dun sa loob ng armature nyo, andun na yung process, na i-discuss pa natin, and then yung rotation na ng inyong shaft, ayun na yung inyong mechanical energy doon. So DC motor efficiently bridge the gap between electrical networks and physical movement. So electric motors are foundational to both modern industry and daily life. So gamit na gamit natin ang mga motors. So ano ba ang most basic na example ng DC motors? So kung meron kayong mga appliances sa bahay na hindi na kailangang isaksak sa saksakan, so meron naman tayong mga electric fan din ngayon na dechargeable na mga dechargeable na. So or meron mga battery, yon considered na yun as DC motor kasi yung supply na kailangan para mapagana yon is direct current, hindi na siya alternating current. So electric fan or mga blender nyo, mga blender na DC power, DC supplied, and naisip kong best example pa is yung mga pangbarena, yung mga DC supplied na power tools, yung pambarena, pambutas, So yun, motor din yun, may shaft yun, nakakonect sa shaft yung inyong drill bits. So yun ang mga example ng ating mga DC motors. So from electricity, nagko-convert siya papuntang mechanical energy or nagkakaroon kayo ng movement. So DC motors, their applications are incredibly diverse. So napakalawak. Hindi lang basta dun sa mga appliances na nabanggit natin. So pwede nyo pa rin siya magamit sa mga manufacturing, mga power plant, and others. Kaya sinabi dito, incredibly diverse. So for industrial applications, they are utilized to drive heavy duty and precision machinery. So we have the mechanical presses, drilling machines, lathes, ito sample din siya ng drilling machines, mga blowers, and large scale rollers in the steel and paper industry. So gamit na gamit, hindi lang mga AC supplied ang ginagamit. So napakarami ding function or na applications ng ating mga DC motors. So for domestic applications naman, sa ating mga bahay, so they power a wide variety of household and consumer goods. So such as refrigerators. So sa refrigerator, kahit nasabihin yung sir, paano nasabing DC yun, sinasaksak naman. So nasa loob na nung mechanism ng mga iba nating appliances yung nagko-convert ng AC supply papuntang DC supply. So meron din mga ibang parts na gumagamit ng AC, meron din ibang parts na gumagamit pa rin ng DC. So mga water pumps, cooling fans, food mixers, and kahit mga laruan. So yun, yung mga laruan, kadalasan ayun yung mga maliliit na mga DC motors, powered ng battery. So working principle of DC motors. So when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force. So babalikan nyo yung midterms natin. Yung midterms natin, meron tayo dong isang topic doon, yung ating F is equal to BIL. Ito, nadaanan natin to ng prelims nyo. So meron palang force pag meron kang current carrying conductor. Ibig sabihin, meron kang wire. Meron kang wire, meron kang magnetic field. Meron kang dalawang magnet dyan. Dito yung magnetic flux. Ito, merong current na dumadaloy. So kung papasok yung wire na yon sa pagitan ng dalawang magnets or sa loob ng ating magnetic field, meron tayong magnetic field dyan. So nagkakaroon ng force doon sa ating conductor, sa ating carrying conductor. So magnetic flux density, yung I natin yung current, and then yung length ng ating conductor. So meron niyang force. So kung meron tayong force, meron tayong movement. Meron kang force na in-apply sa isang object. Kung meron kang force na in-apply sa isang object, so magkakaroon ng movement yung object na yun. So when a current carrying conductor is placed within an external magnetic field, so it experiences a mechanical force. So the magnitude of this force is determined by this equation. So F, yung force natin, is equal to BIL. So ito yung nadaanan natin no prelims. Yung ating B, magnetic flux density, I, current flowing through the conductor, and L is the length of the conductor. So the direction of this force and subsequently direction of motion can be determined using Fleming's left-hand rule. So when a DC supply is connected to the armature coil, natatandaan yung armature coil natin. Balikan natin dito. Wala kasi drawing dito sa DC motors. Ano? Ito ang ating armature. And then yung mga coils na nakapalibot sa kanya. Sabi dito, when a DC supply is connected to the armature coil, so the current flowing through it generates its own magnetic field. So this rotor field interacts with the main magnetic field produced by yung ating mga stators. Rotor field FR, stators field FM. So the interaction distorts the overall magnetic flux lines. So because magnetic flux lines act like stretch rubber bands that attempt to straighten out. So they exert a physical force on the coil sides. So alternatively, this can be understood as the rotor's magnetic field constantly attempting to align itself with the main stator field. So yung movement ng ating yung magnetic flux sa loob ng ating armature core. So kung naaalala nyo, meron ba tayo clip? Sabihin na natin yung clip na experiment nyo, yung experiment number 1, di ba meron kayong magnetized, meron kayong magnet, yung inyong pako, yung ating pako, tapos meron kayong coil dyan, di ba naging magnet yan. So nagkaroon ng force, yung inyong mga paper clips, nagkaroon ng mechanical force. Yung mechanical force na yun, dito nga lang is attraction. So sa motors, so magnets natin, pwede siyang mag-attract, pwede rin siyang mag-repel. So kung sa motors natin, so kung nire-repel, meron tayo dito, north and south. So nire-repel niya yung isang, yung ating armature coil. So iikot yung ating armature coil. So yung movement na yon, yung pag-ikot na yon, so kung dadamihan nyo yung coils na yon, kasi pag isa lang, sige, drawing natin to ng isometric. So meron tayo dito dalawang magnets. Itong magnets na to, ito yung ating mga stator, yung ating mga poles dun sa loob ng ating generator. Anong ating generator? Sorry, ng ating machine, which is yung ating DC motors na yan. So ito yung mga armature coils dyan. So kung ma-energize nyo itong ating mga poles na to, di ba pag na-energize yan, magiging magnetic yan. So yung magnets na to, ito yung magpapaikot dun sa ating mga armature coil nandoon sa ating armature core. Armature core, meron tayong armature coil dyan. So may electricity, kung merong electricity na mamagnetize. Kung meron tayong magnetize dyan, kakaroon tayo ng movement. So yun na yung main foundation ng ating DC motors. Meron kayong electricity, meron kayong electrical energy. Yung electricity na yon nag-create ng magnetism. Yung magnetism na yon, ayun yung nag-create ng movement, ng attraction or ng repulsion. Meron kayong magnetism, magkakaroon kayo ng repulsion or attraction. So yun ang nag-create ng inyong movement dun sa ating armature. So yung movement na yun, ayun yung magiging inyong mechanical energy na ano. Kaya ang ating motors are from electrical energy to mechanical energy. So in a practical industrial DC motor, the armature consists of many conductors rather than a single coil. So ito, pinakita ko sa inyo, isang coil lang dyan, yung nandyan, para lang for visualization. Pero sa ating industry nga, so they consist of many conductors, na nakapulupot dun sa inyong armature. So for the motor to rotate continuously in one direction, So pag dami ng coil, di ba syempre ito, kung may movement yan, iikot yan, di ba? Magiging ganito na yung itsura niya. Para nakapatayo na siya. Yan. Di ba dito, kita nyo dito, nakahiga pa siya, So hindi ko na drawing dyan, dito na lang, pinakagilid ko na lang. So mangyayari dyan is nakatayo na siya ngayon. So kung isa lang yan, imagine nyo na lang na ito yung, ngayon, So kung nakatayo na yan ngayon, andito yung coil nyo ito. So mapupunta siya dun sa tinatawag na magnetic neutral area. Kasi nandito na siya. So pantay na siya dun sa inyong, sabihin natin ito yung north, ito yung inyong south. So paano nyo yan sa ma-attract or mare-repel? Kaya ginagawa natin consist of many conductors. So pag kukumbine ninyo itong isang to nakatayo at isang nakahigang yan, so kung itong nakahiga is tumayo na, itong nakatayo, nakahiga na So kung na-imagine nyo ba So kung isa lang, ito mag-isa lang to, tapos minagnetize nyo, na-magnetize, tumayo, naging ganito na, parang nakatayo na siya dun sa pagitan ng inyong dalawang magnet. So kung nakatayo siya, paano nyo pa siya i-repel? Kung yung pwesto nito is nandito na sa gitna. Kaya pinapadami itong coil na to. So paikot sila para continuous yung pag-ikot ng inyong armature. Kasi kung itong nakahigang to, tumayo na, pag kinumbay nyo, combine niyo itong dalawang to, isang drawing ko. So parang ganyan na yan. Okay? So kung hihiga to, kung tatayo pala to, ito na yung nakahiga, So isipin nyo yung parang LC, So ganun na yung continuous na yung magiging pag-ikot niya. So kung mas dadamihan nyo pa, na halos yan. So pag dami niya na yan, syempre kung ito'y aandar, dire-diretso na yung pag-ikot ng mga coils nyo yun, So pag dami nun is yung paganda ng inyong ikot. So for the motor to rotate, dinadamihan yung coils na yon, hindi lang sa basta isang single coil. So for the motor to rotate continuously in one direction, all conductors situated under a north pole must carry current in one specific direction. So while those under a south pole must carry current in the opposite direction. So as the armature rotates, a conductor moves from the influence of a north pole to a south pole passing through the magnetic neutral axis. So yun yung binanggit ko kanina dito. Ito. So itong areang to, ito yung inyong magnetic neutral axis. So to maintain a continuous unidirectional torque, the current in that specific conductor must be reversed at the exact moment it crosses the MNA. So this crucial current reversal is achieved by the commutator. So kung naalala ng prelims, ano ang function ng ating commutator? Ang function ng ating commutator, prelims ng midterms, function ng ating commutator, ito yung nagko-convert ng alternating current. So alternating current na napoproduce ng ating generator. Pero since tayo ay DC generator, kailangan natin ng DC output. So kay generator, si commutator natin, ang function niya to convert yung na-collect niyang yung naka-collect niyang alternating current dun sa ating armature kino-convert niya into direct current. So yun yung kinokollect ng ating brushes papunta dun sa ating terminals. So ngayon, kay DC motor, sinabi ko naman same parts pa rin to, pero meron mga maiiba na yung kanilang mga functions. So dito, si commutator yung nag-reverse nung current. Balik tayo dito. So andito si commutator nyo. So si commutator nyo ang nagre-reverse nung inyong current na dumadaloy dito sa coil natin. Ito yung coil nyo dun sa ating armature. So dito, sabihin natin dumadaloy yung current. Okay? Kita naman? Okay. So sabi dito, pag yung current na yon, a conductor moves from the influence of A, north pole to A, south pole passing through the magnetic neutral axis. Magnetic neutral axis, balik natin ito. Kasi nga, siya na yung nasa pagitan ng inyong north and south pole. So magnetic neutral axis, neutral, nasa pagitan ng inyong north pole and south pole. So to maintain a continuous unidirectional torque para patuloy yung pag-ikot nun, so the current in that specific conductor must be reversed at the exact moment it crosses the magnetic neutral axis. So this current reversal is achieved by the commutator. So the commutator acts as a mechanical rectifier, ensuring that the direction of current flow in the armature conductors is appropriately switched to sustain continuous rotation. So andito. Tapos umikot na. Andyan na ngayon, nakatayo na si inyong coil. So yung coil na to, nakatayo na, andito na siya, di ba? Doon sa ating MNA, magnetic neutral axis. So ito, si commutator nyo, di ba ito ay DC supply. DC supply. So ang ginawa ni commutator nyo kay generator is from AC. AC yung nilabas ni armature. Kinonvert na yung AC nyo papuntang DC. Okay? So ngayon, kay motor, yung commutator nyo, nakaka-receive siya ng DC kay brushes. Brushes nyo, nakakonect na kay terminals. Okay? Si commutator, nakaka-receive ng direct current, unidirectional current. Isa lang yung flow noon, hindi siya bumabalik. Okay? Unidirectional ang ating DC, direct current, isa lang yung flow niya. So, itong inyong commutator, ayun naman yung magko-convert ng inyong DC, direct current, papuntang alternating current. Kasi dito, ito nga, so yung flow ng current, sabihin natin papunta dito, counterclockwise. Okay? So, pag tumayo na yan, siyempre, meron kang magnets dito. Nagkakaroon kayo dyan ng attraction and repulsion. So, pag naabot niya na, itong inyong MNA natin, yung magnetic neutral axis, so si commutator ang nagre-reverse no supply no current. Okay? So, aalisin niya yung current na nagsusupply dyan, dito naman niya papapuntahin para umikot pa rin yung inyong coil. Dito naman yung magiging attraction. So, iikot pa rin siya papunta pa rin dun sa flow na yun. So, yun yung function ngayon ni commutator. Generator, si commutator nyo, from AC, kasi AC yung nilalabas ni armature, gagawin niyang direct current kasi yun nga yung ating requirement. DC yung output ng ating DC generator. So kay motors naman, si motor, yung supply nyo, yung pinapasok nyo dun sa inyong motor is DC. Okay? Direct current kasi tayo ay DC motors. Pero yung process yung procedure sa loob dun sa ating mga magnets, kailangan ng alternating current para patuloy yung pag-ikot ng inyong mga coils ng inyong armature sa loob. So yun yung si commutator magko-convert ng inyong direct current pupuntang alternating current so, so yung ensuring the direction of current flow in the armature conductors is appropriately switch to sustain continuous rotation. So kaya siya alternating current. Pinag-alternate niya yung flow ng ating current dun sa loob ng ating coil. Direct current, direct, unidirectional. Alternating current, nag-alternate yung flow ng current natin. So ito yon. Ito na yung na-explain ko kanina. So dito lang is parang ito ay naka front view yung pinakita ko sa inyo kanina is dinawin ko ng ito. Ito yan, parang naka-isometric para lang mas ma-visualize nyo. Kung di na-visualize, tignan itong front view. So kung nakikita nyo itong ito yung front view nung drawing ko. Yan, ito yon. Ito yung side na yon Itong payong to, drawing ko ngayon. Ito yon, ito yung harap nung ito yung harap niyan So yung nasa image ngayon, parang dito kayo nakatingin. Yan, may mata. Diyan kayo nakatingin. Front view. Okay? So South Pole, North Pole. Ito yung front view ng ating coil. Ito yung ating MNA. So position of the main field FM and rotor field FR. Next, back or counter EMF. So when a direct current motor operates, the applied voltage drives current through the armature, creating an electromagnetic torque that causes the armature to rotate. Motor, meron kang direct current. Sinuplayan mo si motor. Yung voltage na yun, drives current through the armature. Si armature nyo, nag-create ng electromagnetic torque that causes the armature to rotate. So, umikot na si armature nyo. So, as the armature rotates, its conductors physically cut through the main magnetic field. So, kahit na siya ay ang function na ngayon ng ating machine is from electrical energy to mechanical energy, pero kung babalikan nyo yung function ng ating generator, pag meron kayong umiikot na armature na nandun sa magnetic field, nagpo-produce ng electricity. So as the armature rotates, its conductor physically cut through the main magnetic field produced by the stator. So according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, this cutting action inherently induces an EMF. So kahit pala na ang function na ng machine na yon is a motor, DC motor, nag-supply ka, meron kang supply na electricity, supply ka na ng voltage dun sa machine natin para magkaroon nga tayo ng mechanical output dun sa kabilang side. Pero yung movement ng ating armature sa loob ng ating stator is nagpo-produce pa rin ng electricity. So yun yung tinatawag nating back or counter EMF. So meron ka ng supply, sinupplyan mo si motor, electricity, si armature mo, diba? Tandaan nyo, meron tayong generated EMF ng midterms, EG. So yung generated EMF nyo, so yun naman ang mag-o-oppose dun sa supply nyo Kung meron kayong supply, yung inyong generated EMF ng armature kasi umiikot siya, pag umiikot, nagkakaroon nga tayo ng nagka-cuts. Kasi yun, cuts ng magnetic field. Nagka-cuts tayo ng magnetic field, nagkakaroon kayo ng generated EMF or nung induced EMF. So may supply, yung supply na yon, meron kang umo-oppose na EMF. So yun yung tinatawag na back EMF or yun nga, counter EMF ano. So hindi naman hindi pinipigilan, nag-oppose ano. So yung flow ng inyong supply, so papunta sa armature, yung armature nyo nag-produce ng sarili niyang electricity, hindi siya dadagdag doon sa supply na yun ano. So ika-counter niya yung pumapasok sa kanyang electricity, kaya nga siya tinawag na back EMF ano or counter EMF. Okay? So oppose yung direction niya ha. So crucially, according to Lenz's law, the direction of an induced EMF will always oppose the change or cause that produced it. So in a DC motor, the cause is the supply voltage ano. So ito ay DC motor, saksak nyo sa DC supply, meron kayong supply voltage. So therefore, this internally induced kasi meron pa rin sa loob na umiikot na armature, meron kang magnetic field. So nagkakat ng magnetic field. So this internally induced induced voltage acts in direct opposition to the external supply voltage. So for this reason, it is universally referred to as back EMF or counter EMF. So denoted as EB. Ang tatandaan, kung midterms, EG, generated EMF. Kasi yun yung ating main function. Ayun yung kailangan talaga natin dun sa ating machine, which is yung ating generator for it to generate electricity. So EG, yung midterms, nagge-generate ng EMF. Kay motor, so we have the back EMF. Hindi ito yung kailangan natin. Ang kailangan natin yung mechanical energy, yung movement ng armature. Pero meron tayong movement, nagkakaroon pa rin ng tinatawag na EMF. Meron pa rin siyang binibigay na EMF. So kay motor, itong EMF na to, hindi siya pupunta kay load. Hindi siya pupunta dun sa shaft nyo. So, pupunta siya dun sa supply nyo. Ano? Kaya siya tinawag na back EMF. Babalik back, papunta dun sa supply or counter EMF. Okay? So, ganun pa rin naman dito. Yung formula natin dito kay back EMF, EB, Zipon over 60. Yun pa rin yun. Yung formulang yun. Kasi, wala naman nagbago. Yun pa rin yung parts ng armature nyo. Hindi naman nag-iba yung, pa rin yung armature conductors nyo or yung inyong coils. Yung poles ng machine, yun pa din. Yung flux per pole, andun pa din. And yung speed ng pag-ikot ng armature is nandun pa rin. Yung A nyo, number of parallel paths ng inyong winding, andun pa din. So, construction-wise, same yung DC generator and DC motors. So ngayon, meron na tayong tinatawag dito na back EMF or counter EMF. Number of parallel paths, so same pa din dito, ganun pa rin motor, same pa rin kay generator. So dito, yung sa mga ibang tanong, din sa mga multiple choices, so hindi na ito naaral, binabanggit kung lap o wave. So iba na yung ginagamit na A, So A, kay lap, MP, kay wave is 2M. So ano ulit yung M? Yung ating multiplicity. Pag sinabing simplex, M natin, 1. So kung hindi sinabing simplex, walang sinabing kung anong multiplicity, gagamitin yung basic, si simplex. Sinabing duplex, multiplicity natin, 2. Triplex, M is 3. So ganun pa rin kay generator. So comparison of generator and motor action. So it has been seen that the same machine can be used as a DC generator or as a DC motor. So when it converts mechanical energy into electrical energy, it is called a DC generator. So when it is used for reversed operation, it is called a DC motor. So the comparison of generator and motor action is given below. Okay? Generator. Generator, andito ang inyong armature. Si armature nyo, meron kayong generated EMF. Yung generated EMF nyo, ayun na yung pupunta dun sa inyong load. Ito yung inyong load. Okay? Yun yung flow niya. So from electricity, from generator, from mechanical, kasi meron kang movement ng armature dyan, papuntang electrical energy. Yun na yung pupunta sa load nyo. So kay motor naman, baliktad. So meron kayong DC supply. May supply kayo dyan. Yung supply nyo yon, yung flow nun, so positive terminal, yun yung pupunta sa inyong armature. Yung armature nyo, merong movement, so yun na yung pupunta dun sa shaft natin. Ano, yung shaft na yun, kahit ano yung i-connect nyo, depende dun sa application nyo. Ano. Pero, si armature nyo, nagkaroon pa rin ng induced EMF kasi meron ngang movement, nagkakaroon ng magnetic flux. Nagkakat yung inyong mga magnetic flux dyan. So, meron pa rin siyang flow ng electricity. Meron ka pa rin EMF dyan. Ano. So, meron pa rin flow ng current pabalik. Ayun na yung ating back EMF. Ano. So, in generating action, generator, the rotation is due to mechanical torque. Therefore, yung mechanical torque and yung ating angular velocity are in the same direction. So, in motoring action, the rotation is due to electromagnetic torque kasi meron kang electrical energy. Ano? So, yung ating electrical torque, electromagnetic torque, and yung ating angular are in the same direction. So, parehas sila. Next, the frictional torque acts in opposite direction to rotate yung inyong angular. So, yun yung kay generator. So, kay motor, the frictional torque acts in opposite direction. So, same lang sila. Next, electromagnetic torque acts in opposite direction to mechanical torque. So, kay motor, yung mechanical torque nyo acts in opposite direction to electromagnetic torque. Next, generating kay generator, an EMF is induced in the armature conductors which circulates current in the armature when load is connected to it. So, E and I both are in the same direction. Kay motor naman, current is impressed to the armature. So, current impressed, supplied, isa lang, papunta kay armature against the induced EMF nyo. No? So, opposite ang direction ng inyong current supply kaysa dun sa current na nagmumula dun sa inyong armature. So, therefore, current flows in opposite direction to the induced EMF. So, kay generator, yung inyo, yung in natin, EG, is mas malaki papunta, mas malaki kaysa dun sa inyong terminal voltage kasi nga meron pa kayong mga losses. Yung na-generate na EMF kay generator, mas malaki siya kaysa yung pupunta na dun sa inyong terminals or papunta na kay load. So, kay motor, yung inyong back EMF, so lagi siyang mas maliit kaysa dun sa supply terminal voltage or yung supply na binigay dun sa inyong motor. Okay, kasi meron naman kayo. Dito, meron kang mga electrical losses. Ano? So, yung generated EMF, bago karoon ka ng mga losses dyan, mga voltage drop. kay motor, yung sinupply mo, yung terminal voltage, okay, sinupply mo yung terminal voltage, pinagana mo ngayon yung pag-ikot ng iyong armature. So, pinagana mo yung ikot ng armature mo, bumaba na yung voltage na i-output mismo ng iyong armature. So, si back EMF is laging mas maliit dun sa ating terminal voltage. Okay? So, classification of DC motors. So we have direct current motors, primarily classified based on the electrical connection between their armature winding and their field windings. So this arrangement dictates the motor's operating characteristics such as its starting torque and speed regulation. So same lang kay generator, yung classification ng motors, we have series, shunt, long shunt compound, short shunt, compound motor. So same lang kay generator ano. So in a series motor, the series field winding is connected in series with the armature winding. So because the entire armature current passes through the field winding, the field coils are designed with a few turns of thick wires to minimize resistance. So these types of motors are known for producing extremely high starting torque, but can reach dangerously high speed if operated without a load. Okay, this is series motor, high starting torque. So pag mga mabibigat yung kailangang gamitin dun sa ating motor, so dito applicable si DC series motor. Series field winding is connected in series with the armature winding. Armature brushes. Meron kang series field winding. Andito ang supply. So hindi nito ngayon load, ano? Ito ay supply. Okay? So supply, papadaan ng current dyan. So yung inyong shaft, ito yung inyong mechanical energy, ang output nyo na is manggagaling dun sa armature. Okay? Yung armature, may connection na shaft. So hindi na ito kasama dun sa circuit, ano? Pinapakita ko lang na ganito yung function na nyo ngayon. Meron kayong terminal. Yung terminal na yon is supply. Nagpasok kayo ng electricity. Yung electricity na yon, yun yung magpapagana dun sa inyong armature. Okay? So pag may movement dun sa inyong armature, connected yun sa shaft na nandito, ano. So ito yung iikot na, ayun, yung shaft na yun. So depende dun sa inyong application kung ano yung i-connect nyo pa dun sa shaft na connected dun sa inyong armature, ano. So kung electric fan, syempre LEC lang yan, paproduce lang kayo ng hangin. So kung yung mga cranes, yon yung mga cranes, pwede rin yung mga DC supply, no, yung mga cranes na yan. So pulley, so ito yung umiikot. So meron dyan mga connect na, may mga naka-connect dyan na pulley. Okay, so yung pulley na yun yung naghihila dun sa mga mabigat na binubuhat ng inyong cranes. Pwede rin yun, ano. Yun yung function na ngayon. So, ganyan, DC series motor. So, the shunt motor naman, the shunt motor, the shunt field winding is connected in parallel or shunt with the armature winding. So, the field winding has many turns of fine wire to keep its resistance high, so limiting the current it draws. So, shunt motors are highly valued for their ability to maintain. So mga shunt motors daw have constant speed from no load to full load condition. Okay, motor. Kay series motor, pinagana nyo nang walang nakakonect na load. Walang nakakonect na load, so sobrang bilis yung pag-ikot nung inyong armature, nung inyong shaft. So pag series daw, high torque yung producing extreme high starting torque. So, sobrang bilis agad nung ikot ng inyong motor dito. Hindi gaya kay shunt motor. Si shunt motor nyo, this is series motor. Pag walang load, sobrang bilis nung ikot. So pag dami nung load na kinoconnect nyo, pag bigat nung binubuhat, paglaki nung LEC na nakakonect, pabagal na yung pag-ikot niya. Ngayon, ay DC shunt motor, kahit wala daw load na nakakonect, or mag-connect ka ng load, full load, so constant yung speed. So relatively constant yung speed niya. Kung meron mang changes, hindi ganon kalaki gaya ni series. Next natin, sige, drawing plan natin to. Si shunt motor. Ganun pa rin naman. Supply nyo, nandito yung inyong shunt field. Supply nyo, punta dito yung daloy. So armature nyo, connected pa rin dun sa shop nyo, papunta na sa output. Shunt field winding, series field winding. Next, compound motor combines both series and shunt field windings on each main pole. So this hybrid design is engineered to leverage the best characteristics of both foundation types. So pag-combine na, in-combine si series and si shunt natin. So it provides high starting torque. Of a series motor, while the shunt winding ensures a safe, controlled maximum speed when the motor is running at no load. So si compound is combination na ni series and ni shunt. So si series, malakas yung starting torque, pero wild yung pag-ikot niya, hindi siya controllable. While si shunt naman is controllable yung pag-ikot niya. Consistent yung pag-ikot kahit walang load or kahit merong load. Ngayon, si compound, pinag-combine si series and si shunt. So, pinag-combine sila, high starting torque na rin siya, and controllable na rin yung bilis ng pag-ikot ng ating shaft. So, compound motors are typically deployed in heavy duty applications. Subject to sudden, subject to sudden severe loads such as plunger pumps, mechanical presses, hoist, conveyors, and mga elevators pala. So need ng malakas na torque sa umpisa and dapat controlled. So yun yung mga application ng ating compound wound motor. So long shunt, the series field winding is connected. So dito yung iba na-drawing, yung iba na-drawing ng tama si long shunt and si short shunt, pero nung binigay sa multiple choices ng naka-worded, so hindi na gets din yung tanong agad. So nalito na. Series field winding is connected in series with the armature. RSE. So tandaan nyo, yung mga dinidiscuss ko sa inyo, hindi ko na sinasama si RA. Yung RA kasi, nasa loob naman siya ng armature. Pero kayo, kung nasanay kayo, since second take nyo na, so syempre iba naman ang discuss nung nauna nyong nagturo sa inyo. So pwede rin naman, yan, kayong RA, tsaka nyo pa si RSE. So, kung saan na lang kayo sanay. Ang mahalaga pa rin is kung yung function is gets nyo kung paano ba yung daloy. Armature resistance, ito nilabas, andyan yung resistor. Series field winding, andyan yung drawing niya. Pero kasi, sa akin kasi, Yung armature nyo naman, nasa loob naman kasi yung nung inyong armature. Kaya ako, hindi ko na drawing. Pero, ang pangit lang dito sa method ng akin, pag nagbe-base kayo ng calculation dun sa drawing, hindi nyo kita si RA. So, yun na lang. Depende na lang kung saan kayo mas sanay, saan nyo tingin na mas madaling mag-solve sa ang way. Sa akin, nasa loob naman to. So, titignan ko na rin to. Pag nag-formulate ako ng formula, okay, meron pa ditong armature. Kailangan ko yun. Tapos meron pang brushes. So, long shot. Series field winding daw connected. Series field winding, RSE, in series with the armature. So, yun na yun. Yung first line. Series field winding connected in series with the armature. Then, meron daw shunt field winding connected in parallel across the entire combination nila. Series armature combination. RSH. Okay? And then, supply. So, andito pa rin si shop nyo. So, si shop, hindi siya kasama sa circuit diagram na pinapakita ko lang sa inyo kasi nasanay tayo sa generator na andito yung load, yung V-load. Doon nakakonect lahat ng load na gagamitin nyo. So, kay motors, dito lang, pinapakita ko lang na ito kasi circuit diagram. So, pero napakita ko sa inyo na yung load nakakonect na kay armature. Andito na ngayon yung load natin, yung shop ninyo. Long shunt. Si short shunt, the shunt field winding is connected in parallel exclusively across dun sa inyong armature. So the series field winding is then placed in series with this entire parallel group and the supply voltage. The series field winding is then placed in series with this entire parallel group and the supply voltage. So connected in series. Ayan. We supply. Supply. So, ito inyong RSE. Dito ang inyong RSH. Armature load. Shaft. Okay? May series field winding. In series daw, doon sa parallel ni RSH at saka ng inyong armature. Okay? Short shunt, compound motor. So, yun na yung circuit diagram ng ating mga DC motors. So, next, Pony brake test for motors. So, makita nyo, page 24 out of 65 na agad tayo. 24 of 65. So, 1/3 na. So, karamihan na dito is mga problem solving na. So, mabilis natin ito matatapos. Meron pa tayong Friday. So, Friday, next topic, and then next week, tapos natin to ng buong to. So, 2 weeks, kaya natin tapusin itong materials na to. And then, meron kayo 2 weeks to prepare para sa exam. So, yung 1 week, laan nyo para dun sa inyong final project. Question so far hanggang dito sa types, classification ng DC motors. Question so far hanggang dun sa classification ng DC motors. Question agad for clarification. Yes po.
Sir, i-send niyo po yung PPT po na may...
Ulit. Ano yun?
I-send niyo po yung PPT drawing po. Yung nakadrawing yung mga short shunt.
Okay. Sige. Wala nga naman dito. Sige, re-upload ko na meron nitong magandang drawing. Wala nga pala yung material mismo. Okay. Wala nang question. So kung wala ng question, papakita ko sa inyo yung inyong cross course ng